Just tonight. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with Invicta. They're a brand that has been around since 1837, all about creating exceptional watches and designs at affordable prices. And ShopHQ has been a partner with Invicta for well over 20 years. So if you're a big fan of Invicta, you're really going to like what we have tonight. If you're not familiar with Invicta, you're going to be excited to see just some really unique designs and characteristics that go along with the timepieces here. So, and we have four, and yeah, there's a watch here I haven't seen before, which is really one of them. I mean, all of them are a little bit different executions. So it's going to be a fun night here with the timepieces. So I hope everybody's enjoyed their weekend thus far, and just take out the night here and just enjoy the live stream. Please comment. Please give us a follow. Follow ShopHQ on social media. That's ShopHQ on Instagram, on Facebook. Let's see what else. YouTube. Be sure to follow them on X. Give me a follow in terms of that, which is the Ryan Code on Instagram. And it's also on X. And then it's Invicta Ryan on Facebook. And then be sure to follow ShopHQ and sign up for those text alerts. I mean, you're going to be the first people that know when new deals drop and new brands are coming to the network, or there's a big sale that's going along, because sometimes the quantity really isn't all that generous with some of the different timepieces. In fact, tonight, a couple of the color options have already sold out, so people have been shopping ahead. Now, there are a couple things here I want to mention just before we start a little bit further. Let's see. The code you can use here tonight to save 20% off your orders of $99 or more, and each watch just by itself will qualify for that. It is MAR Windup 20. MAR for March, Windup is the show, WINDUP 20, and they'll save you 20% off your order. That's whether you have one watch or two watches or a bunch of different watches here during the course of the live stream. So let me see if anything else. There is a ShopHQ spring event. There's free shipping this weekend with no minimum. Okay, you're saving more money right there if you place an order here tonight with the shipping. I think that's amazing. Thank you, ShopHQ. And there's a lot of new coming up at ShopHQ and already at ShopHQ. Brand new arrivals in home, jewelry, watches, and fashion. And I know there'll be some more brands here coming up in the watch category here coming up. So you definitely want to stay tuned. Now, quick mention. The next live stream, there's actually, including today, in 7 days, there are going to be 4 live streams. So I want to make sure that you mark those down, write those down. So we have tonight. We have also Wednesday, the 25th. That will be at 7 p.m. We're adding an additional live stream this week, and that is going to be Friday. And it's going to correlate with all the basketball going on. And we're calling it the Watch Madness. That will be this Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to mark that on your calendar, because we're usually just on every Sunday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Bonus on this Friday. You definitely want to stay tuned. I think there might, as long as it works out, there's going to be something extra special here for the show that at least I know about. There might be more things that are coming up. And then, of course, a week from tonight will be the wind-up yet again, the Sunday wind-up at 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Let me put on the glasses really quick. Look at a couple of people who have joined right now. Invicta Claus, aka Anthony, is here. Let's see who else. Godfather is here. Good to see you, Godfather. Felix and Jerry. Let's see who else is going. Let me just. Rick and Lisa, thank you for being here. The weekend was quick, is what they said. Bob Cohen is here. Phil. Hi, Phil. He says, hello, everyone. Ryan, Felix, Godfather, and Invicta Claus. Very nice. Let's see who else. Bob, as I mentioned before. Tim Shaw. Thank you, Tim, for being here yet again tonight. That said, Felix is here. I think that's everybody just right on the live stream. And here's 2 other things real quick, you guys, before we get into the live stream. A lot of you have been ordering watches, and we genuinely appreciate your order, and we want you to be happy and everything. And we'd love for you to leave reviews on your orders, whether it's watches or anything else on the website. Because what that does, I mean, you guys have a big heart, and you want to be able to help everybody else out there, write your reviews once you get the watches home, and just help us out and help other people make a solid decision on what they're maybe considering out there, because reviews are really big for me when I'm shopping, whether it's on ShopHQ's website for anything outside of the watch category. I'm pretty familiar with that, but outside of that, I rely on other people and their opinions on what to buy, and it happens to be another website or something too. I always check the reviews, and that really just helps us out and just really spreads the word everything that much further, and helping somebody out and have them be a part of the community. So appreciate the reviews if you can do that. Okay, let's see. We are going to, so again, MAR Windup 20 is going to be the code. So Invicta. As I mentioned before, Invicta is a brand that's been around for many, many years. There's a great partnership that has been for so many years with ShopHQ. And so Invicta is known for so many different brands or so many different models coming out every single year. On the back of every single Invicta watch design, whether it's the same look but even a different color, different movement, whatever it happens to be, it's a model number. And Invicta just comes out with so many models every single year. Here's the packaging that's going to go along with all the different watches. So there's a thin cardboard sleeve that will actually protect the box that the watch will come in. And this will be the same for all the watches tonight. Then you just take off the top portion of the box, and the watch will be on the inside of this foam. And I'm excited because these watches tonight, they're a little bit bigger watches. We're talking about 50 millimeters plus in terms of the size of the timepiece when we're talking about the case diameter. And so we're going to kick off the first one with the Subaqua. And the Subaqua is one of the collections from Invicta. It's actually one of the top 2 collections at the company. And they have many different series of watches. This series happens to be called Noma, N-O-M-A. And in fact, I actually named my Doberman Pinscher Noma after this particular series of watches within Invicta and within the Subaqua collection, just because I thought it was really unique, and to just have the dog be a part of that brand too, in a sense. Now, there are different generations of the Noma series. This is the third one, which is indicated by the rider tabs, or bezel riders is what they're called in the industry. And that's what you'll find of everything from the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th different generations within the Noma series. Now, this one is special for a couple of reasons, okay? So first of all, it's done with, you don't have all the stainless steel. So you have that polycarbonate that goes along the side of the case, right down here into the strap, and then in addition to that, just off to the other side. Now, typically, that would all be stainless steel. And stainless steel is great, but it'll be a little bit heavier. So this watch is really, for the size, it's going to be very, very light. And what's cool too is you can actually just see too, semi-transparent when it comes to the strap. And then if you look on the inside of the dial, we have some of the koi fish in there too, which has a great symbolism for that. And I have a story that accompanies that also. So love this timepiece. Let's get into some of the numbers that go behind it. So it's a Invicta 50 millimeter Subaqua koi fish embossed dial strap watch. The regular price for this timepiece is $1,395. ShopHQ said, you know what, we're going to whack that price down 87%, all the way down to $184.99. Pretty good price when you're talking about that Subaqua Noma 3, especially with the koi fish, which a lot of people have been asking for, and they just haven't been made. I actually first started out with the Bolt Zeus. I'll tell you about that in a moment. But if you use that coupon code I told you a little bit earlier about, that MAR Windup 20, guess what? Brings this watch down to $147.99. Okay, this is the only color option that's available, and it's referred to as black. Now, I'm going to say that the dial is like a real dark gunmetal, and so the dial is going to be this gunmetal, and then the polycarbonate that goes around is going to be more in a gray, and then also a gray strap here for the timepiece, and then a little bit more of that black for the bezel, function pushers, and the crown protector, and then also then for the buckle. What's so cool too is you can actually see the pins. Let me see if you can see the pins going through this strap. So I think it's just a really cool design. Now there's a patent that goes along for this particular case design for the Sub-Aqua Noma 3. And let's look into the dial here because I'm going to bring it really close. Hopefully I think that looks pretty good in focus. Now with this dial, this is the koi fish. And the koi fish, there are 3 different koi fish that are a part of the dial. Now this first came out with the Bolt Zeus, which is a completely different collection. And it was this black strap silver tone case, and it had orange cables that went around for the bezel and also on the side of the case and also into the strap. And I remember talking to the CEO of the Invicta Watch Group, Eyal Lalo, and I saw the watch and I was just amazed by it. I sent him an email. I'm like, this is one of the coolest watches. I know it's a lot of people are going to pick up on this. They're going to be extremely happy with it. And he said, yeah, we're really, really excited. The reason why we decided to go with the koi fish is he actually has a koi fish pond at his home, his primary residence. And the reason why he picked that, and I think they're trying to design some timepieces, is that the koi fish are upstream swimmers. And so they're very resilient. You know, they're going against sort of the grain here and just have that dedication and determination outside of just the beauty that goes along with it too. And so that's where they came out with that particular design. And actually he gifted me one of those original Bolt Zeuses, which I still have today. So many people have asked for it. I have one other Bolt Zeus in a design like this, but this is something I just haven't seen for a long time. I'll just show you the dial yet again here so you can see that embossing that goes along here with the koi fish, and you get some of that aquatic plant life also that's a part of the dial on the inside. Now the movement from this watch is the VD53 from Time Module Inc. So you're getting that chronograph, which is associated with the lower function, or the lower right here. It's a sub-dial, but it's very hidden because of all the decorative dial. And then the minutes are over at that 9 o'clock position. Your 24-hour scale is right here, and you do have a calendar date window also for the timepiece. Now, as we look at the back of the watch, you'll be able to see we have that says Invicta Sub-Aqua. Now, Sub-Aqua is the collection for this watch. As I mentioned before, Noma is the series, and actually the name Noma is derived from the CEO of the Invicta Watch Group, Eyal Lalo. It's the first 2 letters of his 2 oldest children's name make up N-O-M-A. And so just a little bit of a family influence and name and that recognition that goes along with this watch. So let me put the watch, before I put it on my wrist, let me just weigh it, because this watch is going to be, it will be, well, one of the lightest. I have another one that's a little bit similar. But in terms of the overall weight, we're looking at 5.5 ounces. And if you want that in grams, it will be 156 grams. In terms of the overall size, we're looking for those smaller wrists like mine. This is going to fit a wide variety of wrist sizes. We're looking right at about 6.5 inches to start out, all the way up to, let's see, we'll move all the way up here to the last notch. And for those of you at the bigger wrist sizes, yeah, look at this. We're at about 9.25. So you just go one number up from what you can actually see. So about 9.25 inch wrist size. So those of you out there with those larger wrist sizes can accommodate this watch. I'll put it on my wrist here and then I'll check out some of the comments. Yeah, this is a fantastic timepiece. I have a number of Sub-Aqua Noma 3s. And in terms of collectors, the Sub-Aqua Noma 3 has really been the #1 series or generation, if you will. And this has been going on for over 20 years now. Outside of all the different designs, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, this is #1. So here it is on my wrist. I am at the third to last notch. I could probably maybe bring it in one more, but this is where it's comfortable for me. Okay, let me see some of the comments here, what people have to say. Ryan, is dangerous with that sizing cone. Yes, I am. This is like the best thing ever. Let's see what else I got. Father, at least that's the way it is on my koi. Victor Claus. There is some loom. I'll show you the loom here in a second. In terms of that, it's just basically on the hands. Rick and Lisa asked that too. Awesome design. and a beastie looking watch, says Phil. Jerry says, nice Godfather to something. I have a Bolt Zeus Koi. Yep, I do too. I have actually two of them, the original one and then a black and purple one with the purple cable. That's pretty cool. It looks more gunmetal and gray. Yes, Jerry, you're correct. It's more gunmetal. It's more, well, yes, Jerry, I would say you're right. Because I think it's black. It's not truly gunmetal. I think it's just black, and when it's in a matte finish, it's a little bit lighter. But if you look at the function pushers here, if you look at the function pushers, it's all the same thing. Those are just highly polished. So that it's all done in the black, but you get a little bit of different color when you have a matte finish. But good call out on that, Jerry. I appreciate that. Let me see a couple other. Okay, we're talking. Okay, here's the loom really quick, you guys. Hopefully, I have a lot of lights, but if I just bring on this one particular light, we might be able to see. Look right here. So you can see the hands light up, and then also going around the bezel right here, and all the hands on the inside will actually glow. So see, I'm trying to show you guys. I think that works. Does that work for you guys? Okay. All right, well, let's move on to the next watch, and it's going to come in the same packaging yet again. I'm going to do a birthday shout out after this next, actually two birthday shout outs after this next presentation. Okay, so what we have for this one, I would say actually is going to be a little bit of a hybrid. And so we have what is called, so this was, as I just said before, the Subaqua Noma 3, remember, 3 different bezel riders or rider tabs. 1, 2, 3. How many does this watch have? This watch has 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is actually the Subaqua Noma 4, or at least the bezel. But the case design is going to be from the Subaqua Noma 4, and also a little crown protector that goes off to the side. Now, one thing that is different, and why I call this a hybrid, is the function pushers to operate the chronograph. I mean, typically function pushers, like on the Subaqua Noma 3, look at, you'd have these, I forgot to take the little plastic off, but they're just cylinders, basically. What we have here, look at this. You can see that? It's a dragon head with the snout down, dragon head with the snout up. And you press that dragon head, see that? That's going to actually start and stop and do the reset for the chronograph. And that actually is from the Subaqua Noma 7 design. So there's a bit of that hybrid that goes along. Subaqua Noma 4, bezel and case design, and also the bracelet. But then you're getting the Subaqua Noma 7, those more complex designs or fancy shapes, anything outside of a cylinder. It's called a fancy shape for the design here for the function pushers. So this is an amazing timepiece here. The VD53 is going to be the movement on the inside. Oh, let me get back to the numbers here. Look at the numbers, you guys. So the numbers on this, we're looking at $16.95 for the MSRP on this timepiece. Shop HQ brought it down 85% to $249.99. Use that coupon code MARWINDUP20. You're going to save another 50 bucks. Brings this watch down to $199.99 with MAR Windup 20. There are 2 color options, but one has sold out on the website. That is the black. So it's only the red, this one, that's available. But red is more of a unique color out there. It's a color other watch companies will actually shy away from. And so this is fun to be able to have, and I think it creates a bold presence on the wrist. Now look at the dial too. I just want you to check out this dial. It's a bit of that patterned dial that you'll be able to see on the inside. There's a little accents of yellow in addition. I'll light up the watch too, and that will have a little bit of a glow. Everything in white on here, I believe, will have a bit of that luminescence here for the timepiece. But just going along, we have the VD53 for the movement on the inside again. So you do have the chronograph, your 24-hour scale right here, calendar date window, chronograph seconds, chronograph minutes. Look at this. I will actually stop right here. If you look, the chronograph is running right now. I'm going to let it go past that 0 mark. So it's past 0. Now I'm going to press this function pusher and watch. Chronograph just stopped. I'm going to press the lower function pusher of that dragon head, and you'll see it reset back to 0. just going back in reverse. I think it was going for 2 minutes. Yep, and everything stopped. So that's pretty cool when it comes out to this timepiece. Now, this watch is going to be much heavier, and it is 50 millimeters by about 20 millimeters for the overall profile. Now you can see that is a sharp look on the wrist. And even with a smaller wrist size, in my opinion, I can easily wear this. You're going to have 100 meters of water resistance that accompanies this watch. And let's look at the size here really quick. So this watch will fit up to about 8 3/4 inch of a wrist. So if it was 8 3/4, just under. If it hit right here, this bold line, then it would be 9 inches. So about 8 3/4 inch of a wrist. Now this watch will be heavier than that Sub Aqua Noma 3 from before. And I just have to let my scale measure out. Grams, 342 grams. So that is going to be over 3/4 of a pound, I believe. Yeah, it'll be 12.1 ounces. So a little bit more of a beefy watch. I mean, same size in terms of case diameter. Profile is going to be just a little bit higher than the Sub Aqua Noma 3. And you have more stainless steel. Now, some people will prefer stainless steel for the bracelet. Some people like the silicone straps. Others like the leather bands. But a majority of people actually like to have a variety of those different options. So, yeah. Fantastic timepiece here when coming to it. And I'm only just looking anything else. Water resistance on this watch. Let me just double check. Yes, it is only just the, we have the black option, and then we have 100 meters of water resistance, or 10 atmospheres. That's a cool watch. Sub Aqua 4s too. You see a lot of Sub Aqua Noma 3s, as I mentioned before, because it is the #1 design within the Sub Aqua Noma series, and even in the whole entire Sub Aqua collection. So this is, yeah, this is the 4. You just don't see that often. So consider that watch. It's a beauty. Might be my pick tonight. We'll see. Let me just look at any comments that we have here, and then I'm going to do a little birthday wish here. Let me see if there are any other comments. A must-have for everybody. Let's see, Christine. What is Christine? Jerry, I don't know why Christine's not, Christine missed a meetup, I think. She loves the dial and the Sub Aqua Noma 4. Thank you, Christine. Let's see, anything else? Okay, well here, let's do this real quick. I'm going to give a little birthday shout out, and I didn't have time to get, because I know I have pictures. Well, actually, not with one of them, but I do with another one of the birthday guys here. All right. So Invicta Claus, also known as Anthony, went out on Friday and went out with a couple Invicta collectors, and he surprise gifted one collector, which I think we all know, or a lot of us know, Richard Asso, with a cool and unique Sub Aqua Noma 3 with a meteorite dial, purple label, and the CEO of Invicta, A.L. Lalo, signed it, had the case back size. It was one of his favorites in the collection. Richard had never owned an A.L. Lalo signed watch, and that he loves the color purple. And there is the watch right there. You can see with the signature, that's a part of the case back, which is pretty cool. And Magnum Vic, the JT Carbon Fiber Limited Edition. So that's another watch there from Invicta Claus. And here are the boys right there. So there's Vic, you'll be able to see, and right there, Vic, and then that's Richard Asso. And haven't met Vic before, but I've met Richard a number of times, and they're both great guys, and they're Invicta collectors in addition. And here is Anthony, or Invicta Claus, with those guys too. So that's really cool. And happy birthday to Vic. Happy birthday to Richard. And I wish you many, many more here. Many more birthdays to celebrate. Okay, we're going to move on to the third watch. We have 2 more watches to go through here. I got to go a little bit faster. And we are going with, really staying with that whole theme of the Sub Aqua collection here tonight. And this is going to be the Poseidon. And so a lot of you know about that. That is the Greek god of water, and always has his trident with him, which is that 3 pitchfork, and you'll be able to see what's neat about this watch is you'll see a trident right here that's all high polished, a trident for the crown protector, another trident right here on the opposite side or the north side of the case, and then when you look at the back of the watch, there then is a 4th trident, but guess what? There's actually one more. Another trident right here on the backhand of the second hand of the timepiece. So beautiful watch, a little bit larger than some of the other timepieces. This is 55 millimeters, so a little bit bigger than the rest, but still a very comfortable watch. Now, what we're looking at in terms of the regular price, $1,395. ShopHQ brought it down a whopping 87%, down to $184.99. Use that coupon code that I've been telling you about, MARWindup20, and it will be marked down to $147.99. So yes, this is a great buy here. I just love the feel initially when I just hold this watch in my hand. You just have a fantastic, that feel that goes along with it. And let's look at this. There are 5 color options. So there is a rose tone, which actually is sold out before the show. Again, if you guys see something, pull the trigger on it because you don't want to miss out on some color execution. Some of the stuff ShopHQ has, they have plenty of quantity. Others, they might get onesie, twosies, or just a half dozen, which will actually go quite quickly. So you can always buy, and if for some reason it wasn't quite what you want, or the color was off a little bit, or whatever it happens to be, you can always send it back to ShopHQ within 30 days. You just have to look at the return policy that goes along with that. There's a rose tone olive, a silver tone blue, which I believe is a little bit more of a turquoise blue for the dial. And there is a silver tone champagne, and this is the silver tone gold tone, which actually I have. You can see on the inside. Now let's talk about that dial. You'll be able to see it's just not a regular dial. It has a little bit of almost that aerial view of the top of the ocean, just with the wave pattern looking straight down here on the timepiece. That's what you're getting here with this watch. The VD55 is the movement on the inside, your 24-hour scale, chronograph seconds, chronograph minutes, and also then your date window. And being that Vic was tuning in tonight, well, I sure hope he is because I gave him a shout out for his birthday, I made sure that all the date windows were correct because I know he can't sleep at night if I have one of those incorrect. That was one of his favorite things to do, I think to Jen Vic actually, when Jen Vic was on Bulldog. He was always correcting everybody on Bulldog with the calendar date windows. It was this big running joke. It was actually pretty fun. Okay, a couple other things about the watch here. We're looking at 55 millimeters for the case diameter, so a little bit larger. And then about 17 millimeters rising up here. You can see Invicta right off to the side here. That's a part of the watch. Actually, I smudged it up just a little bit. But a nice polished finish. Invicta is actually etched into the side, so you can just see that. And the strap, I like this. There's a little bit of a give on the strap, so it can fit a variety of wrist sizes. Now, the overall weight. Now, Jerry says, great watch with those tridents. Shows the meaning of the Sabacco Poseidon. Let's see. Christine says she's not a huge fan of gold, but this is cool. Well, remember, Christine, there are other color options. So if you click on top of the screen there, what Harry's provided up in the upper, I believe for me it is, the upper right portion of your screen, you can see all the different color options. And where was I going with this? Oh, over the overall weight. So we're going to look at, in 1 second, in terms of ounces, 8 ounces. So exactly a half pound. So that should be roughly 220 some grams, 226 grams. Okay. Here's the watch on the wrist. And we're going to get into the final timepiece here. And we'll check out the lume too. There you go. So you're going to have lume on these rider tabs for sure. And then everything on the inside that you'll see with the white. What I should do is, because I have 3 different lights in here, I should get it all hooked up with my, let me see if I can do this. If it will work really quick, and then we can do the lume. Give me a second. Oh, there we go. So now, here we go. Now you can see the loom. How's that? You guys like that shot? So now you can see what the loom looks like. You like that? Okay. Well, maybe I'll start doing that on occasion if I can I'll figure out my lights a little bit better here. Get them back to normal. Okay. Okay, you guys, we have one more. Let me just see. Jerry says, nice loom. Christine liked that. Invicta Claws like that too. So, yeah, sweet. Hey, you guys, remember, Harry mentioned free shipping this weekend. Harry, double checking, is that only on watches or is that everything site-wide if people want to go over to the other categories? I'm assuming it is, but if you can confirm that, Shop HQ. With that, site-wide. Okay, so it's site-wide. Anything on Shop HQ, you guys take advantage of it. Okay, let's see. The final watch is, or did I go through everything? 1 second. Was it Poseidon? Oh, the Poseidon was the last one. Harry went through everything, right? The Sub-Aqua silicone. Yeah, Harry, did I do all four? Did you guys do 4 watches or did I miss one? I'm just trying to double check. We didn't do the skull one yet, I don't think, right? Let me double check. Did we show this watch yet? I don't think we did, right? I thought I had the watches all in order over here. Kind of screwed up. Sorry, you guys. I've had a crazy day so far. So, no skull yet. That's what I thought. Here. And here's what we'll do. I'm just going to get off this remote again. And I am just going to go like this. Because this is how this watch should start out. Okay. Give me 1 second. Now check this out. Check out the loom on that watch. How cool is that? Okay, that's pretty awesome. And, okay, let me get into the timepiece here. Okay, so this is the 50 millimeter Sub-Aqua. Now this is that Sub-Aqua Noma 3. Get the lights back up. Silicone strap watch with the glow-in-the-dark skulls on the inside. How cool would that be? In that movie theater, just walking outside, especially when the sun hits, it's just going to charge us up even that much more here. Jerry says, amazing. Felix says, wow. Incredible. Says Invicta Claws. So here we go. Sub-Aqua Noma 3. So basically, it's the same timepiece because we have that polycarbonate on the sides. But it's just going to be a different dial execution and different color. And this is the only color that's available. So we have the same timepieces here, but just different item numbers, different dial executions. So typically $1,395. Shop HQ says we're not going to do that. We're going to bring it down 87%, down to $184.99. And if we do the $184.99 and take that 20% off, I think it's $147.99. Let me just double check. $184.99 times 0.8. Yep, $147.99 when you use that coupon code MARWINDUP20. All right, so same metrics as before. Again, look at the loom on this. I mean, that's hot. Okay. The weight of the timepiece is going to be light yet again. It's going to be the same weight as we had for that koi, or probably pretty close. I'll just redo it here so we're all in line. We're looking at 158 grams or 5.5 ounces. And the overall wrist sizes, because I know so many of you have a variety of wrist sizes. Let's see. Here we go. We're looking at anywhere, I think probably about that 6 3/4. Yep. All the way up to, I think this one was a 9 or 9 1/4 on the other one. Yeah. Yep, 9 1/4. Right here. So skulls have been a really, really big part of Invicta for many, many years. And so it's really nice to see that there's still some available for maybe, it was a real big thing, and Invicta really underproduced the number of skull watches. Everybody wanted them, just like the Koi. They wanted the Koi timepieces, but Invicta just, they didn't create maybe as many to just satisfy everybody out there. So they're available now in terms of the Sub Aqua number 3, which is just a dynamic timepiece in terms of that patented case design for the watch. You have that logo here on the case back, which is that dragon logo. And yeah, if you want the coolest lume out of any one of the watches tonight, this is definitely it. But I have to say, this Poseidon 2 is actually pretty cool with the big rider tabs and then larger hour markers. There's a lot of lume that's incorporated in that, but this is just a cool factor here. If you like skulls, if our memory serves me right, I believe Mr. Richard Osso, Mr. Birthday Boy from Friday, he's a big skull guy. He likes the skulls. He loves that kind of stuff. So, all right. Let's see, that red dial Sub Aqua is hot as well. Oh yeah, you guys were talking about some of the others from before. Let's see. Oh, Phil says, nice collection of watches tonight. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. You can thank Jordan and the team at Shop HQ for putting together the shows. Harry, too. He's all part of that. Felix really liked the show tonight. So thank you, you guys. Really appreciate that. Now, remember, as I mentioned before, couple things. When you're placing orders, whether it's watches, if it's Invicta, if it's any of the other brands like Duxo, Cadola, whomever it happens to be, write the reviews on it. We want to see more and more reviews, okay? And that would be wonderful to see. And then across the site, if you're buying other things on Shop HQ, please give those reviews also. Now remember, we have a bonus show coming up this week also, which we typically don't have. So I'll be back on Wednesday for Watch Wednesday, and that'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then also a week from tonight for the Sunday windup. But we have a bonus. We're calling it the Watch Madness, and that will be Friday. Add that to your calendar. I'd appreciate if you told a friend or two or sent them a link. I know Anthony is really good at that. Invicta Claus, he will send out some reminders. And if everybody can just text one person and say, hey, check out the live stream and chat a little bit on it and see what Ryan and Shop HQ have to say. We would really appreciate it, and just share that love out there. Okay, well, I have spoken long enough tonight. I need to head my way out. I know Harry has some plans here tonight too, and so do you guys. And really appreciate each and every one of you being here and participating and being part of that Shop HQ family. So I'll see you on Wednesday, I'll see you on Friday, and I'll see you next Sunday, all at 7 p.m. So be sure to follow us on social media. And if you need to reach out also, one final thing. I'll just put it out there, put it on social media. We're looking to incorporate you as customers on some of these live streams to get your take on some of the watches. And if you would like, I will submit your name to Shop HQ. If you want to send me an email to invictacollectors@gmail.com, invictacollectors@gmail.com, or hit me up on Invicta Ryan on social media on Facebook or on the Ryan Code on Instagram. Just send me your real name, your mobile number, and also your email address. So we're looking to have you guys video in with me and just interact and get your take on some of the watches. And then you get to just hang out with me and everybody gets to see you. And we'll talk a little bit about your collection also and what you like about the particular brands that we're presenting. So let me know about that. I'll send over to Shop HQ, and then we'll be in touch at some point here soon. So, all right, I'm out of here. See you guys soon. See you Sunday, or see you Wednesday, see you Friday, and see you next Sunday. All right, take care.